Hey there, this is Sam from One Deep Breath. Today we're going to go over a really simple breathing technique, kind of like a hack, that's going to help you increase immunity, your immune system functioning, circulation. It's going to help with weight regulation, athletic performance, even sexual performance, especially if you're a man and you might have erectile dysfunction or something like that. This technique is going to help you with that. It's going to make your breathing considerably more efficient. As an added bonus, if you struggle with sinus issues, maybe sinusitis, allergies, congestion, anything like that, it'll help clear that. It's one of my favorite little techniques, and it only takes a couple minutes a day. So, before we get into the actual technique, let's talk about what we're trying to do here. So we're trying to increase the production of a compound called nitric oxide. And how we're going to do that, I'll let a little bit of the secret go now, is by humming. So we're going to hum on the exhales like a bee. But before we get there, let's just talk a little bit about what nitric oxide does, how it gets released and stored in the body. So, like I already alluded to, it has a massive effect on tons of different things in the body. But the important thing that we need to remember is that nitric oxide is produced in the sinuses when the air going through the nose stimulates the passages. So it gets stored and is transported when we inhale, it goes through the lungs, and it moves throughout the entire body. And like I said, it has a vast array of health benefits for us. It's one of the most important compounds in the body. It's actually really interesting. The first wave of erectile dysfunction drugs in the United States were kind of inspired by the physiological pathway of nitric oxide. Now we get a 6-fold increase in nitric oxide when we just breathe out of the nose. However, a study found that individuals could cure their chronic sinusitis that they had for years in a matter of days by doing a humming technique. So by breathing through the nose and then doing very loud humming on the exhale with the mouth closed, they could stimulate nitric oxide production by up to 15 times. Excuse me, I almost said 150. That would be wild. 15 times, though, is still pretty crazy. And by doing this, they cleared their chronic sinusitis, but there's a bunch of different applications for this. Nitric oxide is one of those things. There are just so many beneficial effects to it that I think everyone should be doing this if you can. You can take any breathing pattern, on the One Deep Breath app and apply this method to it. So this is what it's going to look like. You're going to breathe through the nose at all times. You're going to keep the mouth closed the entire time. And when you hum, you're going to try and make, like a bumblebee or an insect noise. And the study did this for 60 breaths, but I'll just do it for 1 or 2 here. So it'll look like this. I know, not the most pleasant noise, not something you want to listen to for hours on end, so I'll spare you the rest of it. But again, the study did this several times throughout the day, and they did it for 50 breaths. So if you're in the car, if you're driving, if you're walking, and you're not in a public place, obviously, you probably don't want to be humming just like on the street. But anywhere you can, kind of add this into your routine. You don't have to do 50. Start with 1, kind of incorporate this into your routine, and anytime you feel congested, kind of whip it out. But it's one of my favorite techniques. I think it's just a really interesting little find by scientists. But again, humming. Keep the mouth closed, breathe through the nose at all times, hum, and you'll be on your way to better health with the breath. So appreciate the time. Hope to see you again soon. Hey there, this is Sam from One Deep Breath. If you want more resources on how to upgrade your health with the breath, check out the link in the description below to request early access to the Android and iOS One Deep Breath app. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think, and I'll see you again soon.